let's talk about the cost of always being available. Do you know that it takes somewhere between 17 to 27 minutes to refocus when you've been distracted from the task you're on? Just think about that. In this world today, and we ask ourselves, why are we so far from our goals? Why are we so burdened with stress? Why are we not able to fully capitalize on the events, the actions, the wants, the needs that we're truly seeking? Well, possibly it's because we're always reachable. We're always reachable. We're always available. We're always at that point. Live 100, it means you choose when you're available. And when you're present, you give it your all. All right, let's go. If you're tired, not feeling fit, tired, just not having to focus, tired, just not having the life that you desire. This is your place to be. I'm Yarusi. Today, let's talk about the cost of always being available. Do you know that it takes somewhere between 17 to 27 minutes to refocus when you've been distracted from the task you're on? Just think about that. In this world today, that if you are on a task and you lose your focus, you get distracted, something pulls you off, you get taken off to another task. It takes you somewhere between 17 to 27 minutes for you to be able to go and reframe your mind to be set in that task again. However, in a world where we're constantly at will, from our phone to text to emails to a Slack to just the ever-going chain of information coming at us left and right, are we ever really focused on what we're actually trying to get accomplished? And we ask ourselves, why are we so far from our goals? Why are we so burdened with stress? Why are we not able to fully capitalize on the events, the actions, the wants, the needs that we're truly seeking? Well, possibly it's because we're always reachable. We're always reachable. We're always available. We're always at that point where we're one step away, one message, one thing away from being available. But ask yourself, just because you are available doesn't mean that you should always be at the will of the next alert, of the next text. You think back to a world before we had cell phones at our hip and at every beck and call, where we were always available, always able to be reachable, always able to put in the work, put in the extra part. You would have this point where you would go and you would do your day. You would be in front of people, whether it was at work or was at school, and then you would go home and there was a landline. People could possibly call you. But if you were outside, they couldn't reach you. To today's world, where, of course, production, productivity, all these things have shot through the roof, we're never off. We're never truly off. I remember my dad, he had a construction business and he would go to work in the morning, right? And he would just be out in the world, right? Because he would be working on these construction projects out, well away from anywhere that there was a phone, right? And he'd be lifting these houses or doing these structural reporting. There was no power to the house. There was no way to reach him. So at some point, right, he would just be there. And we would have no access to him, right? And then at some point, maybe he would stop by a payphone and call us on his way home, or he would just be home at a certain time, right? And that was just the world we live in. But today, at every moment, we have things, we have distractions, we have alerts, we have all these parts. And the hidden cost is that we're not doing deep work. We're not really ever being present. Yet we have this amount of stress that's always upon us, right? Because we're having all these things happen to us at all these times that we feel like we're always behind because the information keeps coming at us, the needs, the wants, the alerts, all these things keep happening to us that we're just so busy, yet we're never really effective. Availability, it's a decision. It's not a default. I always want to be the person to say, yes, I can reach out. I can give the helping hand. And you want to be a helper. You want to be kind. You want to be someone who can be available, but to what length? To what fault? If you're always saying yes to everyone, are you ever really serving anyone? There's only so much of you. So if each point you're saying, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that. Well, something's not getting done and something's getting missed. And you're setting yourself to wall off cliff. Leaders, we protect our focus. Parents, we protect our presence, right? With our kids. Builders, we protect our time. So think about it. How can you take back the control? How can you take back your ability to be focused, to be present? Think about a day where you were actually just focused, truly focused. I mean, all in on what you want to accomplish. Think about what you would get done. Now think about how your day's gone so far. From the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, you have things coming at you from every direction. And it's the ability to hone in, to be focused, to create clarity, to have a clear mind, to limit the distraction, to create the block that gives you the ability to really, truly show what you can do. You can't always be on the surface level of trying to take action. The surface level, we always want it to be there, right? We all want it to be easy and get to great, right? We all want it to be perfect, yet we don't want to put in the focused perfection to the action in front of us. So today, if there's one thing you can do, choose one boundary. And I implore you, right? Put your phone down and turn it off for an hour. See how you can do. See if you start shaking, right? Because you don't have these alerts, these distractions, being able to have access to it. Email windows. Set times when you actually respond to emails. If your day is that you go to work and then throughout the day you just take on emails as they come in, like it's like a full-on barrage of war emails that are just coming at you. You have to get back to you right away. What if you did your work and you had windows where you responded to emails? Is there do not disturb blocks within your day, within your life that you can be present with yourself, with your kids, right? Communicate it to a point that you do it in a way that's going to build you a life that you can truly look back on and look like a life you lived, not a life just built on busyness or noise. Enforce it daily. There's nothing more important than you protecting your focus, protecting your ability to be clear on your expectations and on your outcomes. Access, it doesn't create respect because sooner or later, you're a mid-level person in life who's not really giving your all to anything and truly not feeling fulfilled anywhere. Set your standards high so you can give the most to what is needed. Live 100, it means you choose when you're available. And when you're present, you give it your all. All right, that's what I have for you today. If you can do us something, go down there and leave us an honest rating review. It helps us continue to get this show out to the masses. That's what we got. Let's do this.